The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our webinar. This is Christian Rodwell, and I'm the host tonight and founder of Escape the Rat Race. And thank you very, very much to all of those who have joined us very promptly on time tonight. We had a really, really huge amount of interest in this webinar, which I knew we would. And I have on the line with me TomBreeze. Tom, are you there?
I'm here, Christian. How are you doing?
I'm excellent, thank you, Tom. So thank you so much for joining me tonight on this webinar.
No, of course, yeah. I'm looking forward to sharing some awesome stuff. So yeah, very keen to get started.
Yeah, excellent. Well, I can see that we've still got people joining. So well, just give people like a minute or two just to log on. We are really prompt tonight, and I want to make sure that we cram as much in. We want to give everyone maximum value tonight, value for money. So seeing as it's a free webinar, we should be all good there. So just whilst we're letting people join us, if those who are on could possibly just type in the chat box, let me know that you can hear us okay, and we haven't got any sound issues before we get into the real meat of tonight's webinar. Can see some familiar faces already joining us. So welcome, guys and girls. So good evening, Stefano and Tilesh, Zahir, hello. Hello, Vinny. We've got Paul, Paddy, lots of you guys. So great to see so many familiar faces on here. Lots of members of Escape the Rat Race, and I know so many people have been asking me for information about this, Tom. This has been such a long-awaited opportunity to really learn the ins and outs of Facebook, and especially the video side of things, which obviously is your speciality. So
yeah, for sure. I mean, like, there's so much stuff on Facebook and using video for your business that is so exciting right now. And so yeah, I'm really looking forward to kind of showing you a little bit more about exactly how to use the platforms correctly and get the best results. And yeah, it should be good fun. Looking forward to it.
Excellent, excellent. So just to let everyone know, Tom, obviously we first met last year and actually saw you presenting. You were on stage presenting to, God, best part of probably 700 people at the BizFest, which was Dan Bradbury's event. And you did a fantastic live broadcast on stage, which was legendary.
Thank you.
And then we hooked up again later in the year at another event with Paul O'Mahony, who's actually spoken at one of the Escape the Rat Races last year. And then obviously came about a few weeks ago. We were both in the Inclusive Video Studio, and I was invited along by Teo, who's the owner of the studio, who we actually go back 20 years, old school friends. And I was kindly invited along where you were recording your course for the Facebook video advertising.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize that you went so far back with Teo, but that's cool.
Yeah, that's it. So wonderful studios that Teo has there. And if anyone's actually looking for any recording facilities for webinars or video courses, then highly recommend checking out Inclusive Video. And let Teo know that you're friends of Christian and Tom, and I'm sure he'll welcome you with warm arms. So so that was great. So we reconnected a few weeks back, Tom, and yeah, I was just blown away by the content and the course that you were putting together that day. It was amazing, Tom. So this is clearly something you've been doing for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, I run the agency, Viewability, so we've been advertising through video for, well, been using video in business and working with clients for probably over 6-7 years now. So it's been a long time, and I remember the good old days of like using an old video camera, like with tapes in them. So times have changed quite heavily since then, and now kind of like obviously kind of just create videos for clients, promote those videos on YouTube and Facebook, and yeah, it's just been one of our core skills that we just do, and it's actually not that difficult. It's not that confusing or complicated. I think people have this mindset that it's going to be like that, but it really isn't. So yeah, like I very rarely talk about this stuff, so it's for everybody's registering right now and coming in. Yeah, you're good that Christian's managed to twist my arm and make me come and speak about this stuff. So yeah, you probably haven't heard of me before, but that's just because I'm normally doing the agency stuff as opposed to promoting what I do. So yeah, all good. But yeah, it's going to be a good hour or so, Christian. It's going to be good fun.
You're very humble there, Tom, because you're rapidly becoming one of the biggest names in online marketing world. So you're sharing the stage with some of the biggest guys. I know recently you were out in San Diego, where you're invited to the Traffic and Conversion Summit with from Digital Marketer, which is Ryan Dice's company.
Yeah, those guys invited me over to talk about some of the stuff I'm doing on YouTube, so that was great fun. And yeah, it's such a weird thing. It's like, I know that when I look at what I do, really, it's like you might have these moments of such exciting times where I'm presenting in front of like thousands of people and stuff, and that's great fun. But don't let me get you wrong. Like when I get back home, I'm still the guy who has to take the bins out and look after the kids. And so it might sound very glamorous, and but it's just really not. It's kind of like straight back down to earth, so to speak, when I get home. But no, it's I'm that classic like humble British guy who just likes a cup of tea, puts my feet up, and I'm happy. So yeah. I'm not like a guru by any stretch of the imagination or have any high demands or anything like that. I'm very chilled. So yeah.
No, well, I'm sure everyone will agree. And I think really it should be time that I hand the controls over to you, Tom, and that you really let everyone know a bit more about what can be done here with video through Facebook. So are you ready?
I am ready as I'm ever going to be. Yeah, let's go for it.
Well, let me just change over and give you the controls to presenter, and there we go.
Oh, okay, so you should be able to see my screen now, Christian.
I can.
Go full screen. Can you see me full screen?
I can. Yeah. Again, if everyone else can contribute in the chat box, just let us know that you're seeing and hearing everything okay before we get going. But it's looking good to me, Tom. And what I'll do, I'll put myself on mute and let you take over things from here.
Cool. And as I go through this, by the way, everybody is listening in. As I go through this, make sure two things. If you've got questions, put them in the chat box because I want to make sure I actually answer your specific questions as we go through this. And second of all, because it feels very much like a webinar is very much like a one-way delivery of me speaking to my computer. I know you're out there listening, but yeah, if you're listening in and you're paying attention, and really do pay attention, because the stuff I'm going to share works and actually you can implement and get going with your business. But yeah, if you are listening in and you like something and you kind of like hear something you really appreciate, can you just like send in like something in the chat box to say, hey, this bit of information was really cool, just so I know that I'm resonating with you guys, because I'll stop every now and again, Christian, and ask kind of like if we're getting feedback and things. But please do keep on leaving comments and things so I know that I'm on the right track and you're enjoying it. Because I know that it's just gone 8 o'clock in the evening here in the UK, and I really value your time, the fact that you've put aside an hour or so just to kind of go through this with me, and so I want to make sure I deliver value, but that feedback is always essential. So
great,
let's get going. So yes, we're going to talk about video, and the beauty of video advertising is that whilst we're going to kind of talk a lot about Facebook, this kind of video game really, or this kind of like video advertising method that I'm going to be sharing with you works on both Facebook, on YouTube, and video in your business will just work really, really well. So I've kind of like, I know I'm going to be majoring on Facebook video ads, but I just want to show you how to create video advertising that really sells your business, so you know that this is going to work for you and drive a lot of money, basically, drive a lot of customers, a lot of people buying your products and services and making those sales. Now, what I do know about you from the outset is quite a few things, in fact, just because I'm very familiar with the audiences I tend to speak to. One is I know that it's late on a Thursday evening, and you've given up that time. And normally what happens when you're listening to a webinar is you'll normally kind of think, right, okay, yeah, I'm just going to stick it on, maybe do some, like, look at my phone or have a look at emails in the background and all that sort of good stuff. Don't be one of those people. Don't be one of those people that kind of like pays half attention to what I'm talking about. You parked aside kind of an hour of your time, and I want you to really listen in. So kind of turn off all the distractions, turn off your phone, listen in, because the stuff I'm going to share with you does work really effectively. And I'm going to walk you through case studies. I'm going to walk you through exactly how we set this up so that you can replicate and do the same thing. And at the end of this hour, you're going to be so much more empowered to use video in your business really successfully. I also know that you're an entrepreneur or a business owner or someone who's thinking about getting started in business. And these kind of times are such exciting times, but you'll like know that the life of an entrepreneur carries a certain amount of risk. It's such an exciting thing to be doing, and you can have so much freedom in your life. You can achieve so many great things because you're not got that window, like that kind of ceiling at all or anything like that. You're starting to be your own boss, and you're kind of starting to generate a business that you actually really want to run, and you're wanting to bring your best work into the world and change your life, not only for yourself but for your family, and there comes a lot of pressure with that, but it comes a lot of freedom. And so as an entrepreneur, as someone who knows that you've started this journey, even if it's like the inkling of a thought of running your own business, or if you're fully fledged running your own business right now, you'll know it's sometimes kind of smooth sailing and really good fun. Sometimes it's difficult. And what I want you to do is really think about this as you go through this, because what a lot of people feel like is they're kind of almost like in a raft, and this is how I think about it all the time. It's like you're going down some river rapids and you're in this raft, and as you're in there, you'll know that you want to have a good team around you. There's certain dangers, there's certain obstacles, there's certain challenges as you go through it, and it's great fun, but it carries a lot of risk, and it carries a lot of kind of like stresses sometimes. And this is what like being an entrepreneur is like. You're in this raft, and one thing is for sure is you simply cannot be expected to do it all by yourself. You couldn't be in that raft by yourself and have any chance of survival because it's just too difficult. There's too many things going on. And we're talking about like in your raft, you want to have the best people with you. You want to have like, if you think about your business right now, but like in the same capacity here, in your raft, you want to have someone who can kind of is experienced with the river, knows the river well. You want to have someone who's big and strong, who'll be able to navigate your way through the river as well, and be able to kind of like give you that force when you need it. You'll need to have someone that is really familiar with rapids, and you want to have a team around you that can do the stuff that you need to get down that river safely. And it's about being smart and about kind of applying your skills to really achieve the results you can get. And I think what a lot of people sometimes look at is the same with business, is that you have to have some people around you. Now, I know that I could never do what my accountant does, and so I employ my accountant. And it'll be the same with you, I'm sure, as you're listening in. There's going to be certain people in your raft that you definitely need to have in order to run your business. And this is about kind of selecting the right people at the right time to be in that raft to keep you as safe as possible, but also really help you along the way to get the very best results. Now, I know for myself, what I do as an agency, I run an agency called Viewability, and we're based in London, and we also have a smaller branch in Sydney in Australia as well. And we run a video ad agency, and that means we kind of create videos for clients and put those videos on YouTube and also Facebook. And we're very good at it. And our clients only ever pay us on results. So we don't charge a monthly fee, or we don't charge a percentage of ad spend or anything like that. We're not like a typical agency. Instead, what happens is we agree with the client what success looks like, and we'll say, okay, well, only pay us a certain amount when we deliver a lead to you or when we deliver a customer to you, and they'll pay us when we deliver those leads or customers. So the reason I tell you that is because as we grow very quickly in the agency, we are only getting paid for the results we deliver. So we're not charging for video creation. We're not charging like for any of the ads. We pay our own money to the advertising. And we only get paid for results. But the reason I tell you that is because the stuff that I'm about to share with you is the stuff that works. If it didn't work, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be running an agency, because if we didn't get results, we wouldn't get paid, and therefore I wouldn't have an agency. So this stuff drives profit cost effectively and will work very well, because the way that I structure the agency is in such a way where we have those standard operating procedures. We do this, and it's like an 80-20 rule. It's like if you do 20% of the work, it'll bring you 80% of the results. And if you run to that methodology and the stuff that I'm going to be sharing with you, you will find like 20% of the work that you do will bring in the 80% of the results you're looking for. and you can just keep on building upon that. But it's about how to get results quickly and how to get them effectively. Now, we get known for the results we get, and we often talk about some of our clients as well in terms of what they're achieving. And this is Andy Harrington. He's based in the UK. He's a public speaking expert, and he recently released a book called Passion to Profit. And we've created various image ads, text ads, and video ads to use on YouTube and also Facebook and Google, etc. But just from some of the stuff we're doing on Facebook, we're getting 100+ books sold every week from just one video ad. And he works out that a book sale for him after like the lifetime customer value, so once they've bought the book, maybe kind of like buy some other products, go to one of his seminars, invest in their future education with Andy, each book sale is worth around about £117, which is around about like just shy of $200, I reckon. And he's getting a 400% return on investment, and that's after my kind of like what I charge him for each book sale. So he's doing very, very well, and I'm doing very well as well from promoting Andy, and I work with Andy to get these results for him. And we've got a very, very good relationship. We keep on turning it up and improving and scaling, it's actually kind of it's a little bit of hard work up front, but once it's set up, it's kind of just runs and runs and runs. And the only question we often have is, well, how do we scale it further? We're getting great results right now. How do we get even better results? And that's hopefully what you'll be able to do even at the end of this webinar, because you'll have the knowledge of what to do and how to achieve this. But we get a lot of exposure for these types of results we get. And as a result of some of the things we're doing and some of the strategies we employ, as Christian said just a moment ago, we actually was invited out to San Diego to come and speak recently at Digital Marketers Traffic Conversion Summit. It's one of the biggest, if not the biggest, kind of seminar and event in the US. And yeah, I was very humbled to be invited to come and speak out in San Diego. And yeah, the crowd were awesome. They loved the stuff. Because I was just talking through some of the stuff we're doing for Andy Harrington, in fact. And so you can see me there speaking in front of lots of people, people that probably haven't ever heard of me because this is the US audience. Yeah, they love the stuff that I was talking about. And hopefully I can share exactly the same stuff with you, if not more in more detail, because I've got a bit more time with you guys. So if you're going to start using video in your business, and if you're going to start getting down this river, these river rapids getting down, then there's a few things you'll need. In fact, 3 things you'll need. First of all, you'll need the right team. Okay, you'll need to have the right people surrounding you in your draft with you to help you get the results that you know that your product deserves. So whether that be your products, whether that be your service, whatever it is that you do, you and your product, you'll need the right team around you to help you promote that. It's like you and the boat right now is like you and your product, and getting the team around you to help you promote that or kind of learn from that team, and so you know what to do yourself, is essential. And that team is what I want to talk about to begin with. Then also what you need to make sure that you have is the right equipment. So you're not going to be able to get down that river if it's just a boat and you. Even if you have a really good team around you, if no one has any oars, then you're in trouble. If no one has any helmets, you could be in potential trouble as well. So you need to make sure that you have the right equipment, and you have your life jacket, you have your paddles or your oars, and so you know that you can actually navigate those waters. And finally, what you need to make sure you have is the right attitude as you do this. Obviously, if you just have this kind of like worry and fear and panic all the time about going down these river rapids, you're going to be no help to anybody, and it's going to be no good at all. So it's about making sure you kind of put that entrepreneurial mindset on, look at this in terms of like saying, right, what is it specifically I need to do, and what do I need to do, and how do I need to do it? And those are the sort of questions you should be asking yourself in order to work out exactly how to get this river down how to get this raft down the river, i.e. how to get your business working most effectively using these video ads. Now, you might be thinking, well, why would I want to share this information with you? And am I, by the very fact of sharing this information with you, am I kind of putting a knife in my own raft? Am I bursting my own raft? Because right now, my raft is my agency. I know my agency works very, very well, and we have lots of clients paying us a lot of money, and yeah, we work very, very effectively and very efficiently with our clients. But sharing some of this information, you might be thinking, well, why would I want to do that? Why would I want to share this information and kind of let these secrets out, so to speak? And I thought long and hard about it, and that's why I haven't done much external promotions before. You probably very rarely see me speak on stage, and when I do, it's kind of never to sell anything. It's just to talk about kind of like keynote presentations and that sort of stuff. So you might be thinking, well, why would I share this information? And you know what? It's coming down to the fact that we're all in our rafts. We're all going down this water together, and as entrepreneurs, it feels like there's almost like a brotherhood or sisterhood, however you want to think about it, but we're all in this together. And if you've got a really good product and you've got a really kind of like important idea or something you really want to get out there in the marketplace because you know it's going to better the world and it's going to better the lives of others, it would be such a shame to see you kind of like just crash by the side and not actually kind of get this product out there. So by releasing this information, hopefully it can guide you, hopefully it can show you what to do, and so you can bring your kind of product to market, so you can start generating the profits and building a business, and so you can get everything you want to out of your product and achieve the life you want to, because I know that you've set off on this journey in the first place. You got into that raft in the first place because you want to achieve something different. You want to do something different in the world. You want to support your family. I know that, I mean, by me sharing this information, it is risky because I know that I've got 2 kids and a family that I don't want to lose overnight. I don't want to share all this information and everyone else start using this information and just like my agency doesn't work so effectively any longer. But I have a long, hard think about it, and it's something I truly believe in, is the fact that you can do this, and now is the time that you can do it. I'll explain why now is the time in just a short while. But this stuff is stuff that works. It's stuff that you can implement. And if you were to implement this and get the results, there's nothing better than that. I'm going to be talking about Anthony in just a second and some of the stuff that he's done. Yeah, you'll see why I want to share this information, because of the difference it can make in the world. So this is Anthony, as I just said, and Anthony is someone that runs a company called FlexiFoil. He's an awesome guy. If you've ever met Anthony, I think Christian, you were talking about Anthony earlier. But yeah, Anthony's such an awesome lad, such a good guy to know. And basically, amongst everything he does, because he's such a cool guy, for this kind of webinar, look at him as a guy who sells kites. So he sells his FlexiFoil kites, the power kites, and sports kites, and family kites as well, to many different types of audiences. And that's what we're going to be talking about, because well, there's a bit of story behind Anthony, but I'm going to share his adventure with you. So I recently jumped in the raft with him, so to speak. Like, he had his raft, he was going down the river rapids, and I jumped in that raft with him. And I want to just share that adventure we had together and show you some of the stuff that we did. So Anthony was looking well, he had heard a little bit of information about some of the results we're getting for our clients and the agency, and the fact that I spoke in San Diego more recently. And Teo on the right-hand side there, who runs Inclusive Video, as Christian pointed out earlier, and then his brother Anthony, they like got in touch with me and said, hey, look, why don't we do some consultancy and you show me how to set things up for Facebook and also YouTube. How do we create the video? How do we put it on YouTube? How do we put it on Facebook? And how do we just get results, basically? And so we were just going to do a kind of straightforward consultancy. And I said, look, do you know what, Teo, you've got the studios. Why don't we come down? I'll put together some sort of like presentation, but I'll just like literally walk it through with Anthony. And I won't touch any of the computer. When there's any time to actually do anything, Anthony can swap places with me and he can kind of set this all up himself. And I'll just talk him through exactly what to do, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, from the start of setting things up right into the point where you're running the ads really successfully. And that's what we did. So we sat there in the studio and it was all filmed, and like Teo's got an amazing studio, so it had like 5 camera shoots, so to speak, and then had a TV in the background. We just walk Anthony through the setup, how to identify his audience, how to create the video ad, and just go through it step by step. And yeah, it was great fun. We went through it in one day. We got everything set up and everything running. But as an agency owner, let me tell you, when we run ads for any of our clients, there's kind of like 3 secrets you ought to know if you really want to make videos work really effectively for your business. And I want to be zeroing in really on Facebook and YouTube advertising. So not any of this like organic stuff or video rankings or anything like that. I've done a lot of that work in the past, and I can tell you that if you master advertising, if you master how to run video ads for your business, you'll probably never look back. I know that Christian did some Facebook advertising to fill this webinar as well. And this stuff kind of like it works. It's not a case of like, oh, like I didn't even kind of like get any result from it at all or anything like that. This stuff that I'm going to share with you, the processes actually work. So let's talk about these 3 secrets that you ought to know if you want to really master video advertising. Secret number 1 is you need the right team. Okay, around you need the right team. So in business, you're going to have like things like accountants, lawyers, all those sort of people that you'll need to rely on every now and again. But you're also going to need someone in that team of yours, in your raft, that can show you how to get customers. That is probably more important than anything else. Sure, you need to have a good product, and that's kind of a given. We're in the raft already. The raft is the product, and you need to be the entrepreneur who directs things. But you need to have someone in that team of yours that's going to show you how to get customers. Now, if you already know that, great. Stick with that. Go with it. If you're not 100% sure of like, I know exactly where I'm going to get my next customer from. If you're not sure of like how many customers you're going to get tomorrow, if you haven't got that reliability that you can open up your laptop in the morning and just know that you're going to get a certain number of leads and a certain number of clients and customers every single morning, or people emailing you wanting to do business with you, if you don't have that set up and it's reliable and it's automatic, listen in, because that's exactly what you need. All right, I'm going to show you how to do it. So if we focus on YouTube just for a second, YouTube has over 1 billion visits every single day, and that's almost 1/3 of the people on the internet. That's every single day. Okay, that's crazy how much traffic there is on YouTube. Just amazing how many people are visiting YouTube as a website. And 47% of those people use YouTube to learn, do, or buy something. All right, we all go to YouTube to research and look for products or look for advice or look for information about either what we have a pain point on. So you might be looking to how to do something, how to kind of like, I think in the studio today I was talking about like how to change the handle on his washing machine. It could be anything random like that. But you obviously go to YouTube, and everyone does, looking to find out information about how to do things. And you may think, oh, I don't do that. I'd say what, thousands, if not millions of people do it every single day, and probably looking for information that you can provide those people. Imagine if you were looking for something like, I don't know what you do, but maybe like you are someone who's an expert on Facebook, for example, and then someone types into YouTube how to set up a Facebook page or how to set up a Facebook ad, or whatever it is you do, whatever it is your expertise is, how to look 10 years younger, for example. Loads of people type these types of things into YouTube every single day, and if you have something that you can teach them, or if you have something, products that you might be able to sell to them, imagine if you can get in front of those people exactly that time when they're looking for that information. They're already motivated, they're already interested, and then your ad appears right in front of them at exactly that moment. You're going to find it works very, very effectively. So this is how it works on YouTube. So as you're building out your campaign on YouTube, and what you're using here is something called AdWords. So AdWords is owned by Google, and you just set up an account. It's completely free on AdWords. But when you set up and use AdWords, then it's going to ask you kind of what sort of people you want to get in front of. So you can say, right, males, females, unknown. That's if they don't know if you're targeting males or females. Then it's got the age ranges there. You can target people based on if they're parents or not. And then you can target people based on their location as well. So here we've got 5 different countries, all English speaking. So Australia, Canada, New Zealand, United Kingdom, and United States. And that's at the country level, but you can go down to cities, towns, zip codes or postcodes. You can go as detailed as you want. And so if you wanted to get in front of males between the ages of 35 and 44 who are also parents and live in just London in the UK, you can do that. Okay, you can target those particular people. But that's just the person so far, so you're just targeting certain types of people. Let's take this a stage further, because what you can do now is you can also target people based on what they're typing in to YouTube in the first place. So let's say, and I've got an example here of one of my clients, Andy Harrington. He is a public speaking expert and teaches people how to present and speak in public and communicate at work and all that sort of good stuff. And let's say, for example, someone types in fear of public speaking. Well, that will be where we want to appear. So what I do is I enter the keywords, and I enter one keyword here which says fear of public speaking, and then right underneath it says find related keywords. So I press that button, and then underneath that you're going to see all the different keywords that it suggests to us that we can choose as well. And so we can just basically add as many keywords as we like by just pressing those little buttons on the right hand side that kind of looks like a double arrow, like a chevron, to add them. And then you just add as many as you want, and they're just a big long list of people typing in keywords really related to fear of public speaking. Okay, so you just know that if anyone's looking for any advice about how to overcome their fears and anxieties of presenting in public, then we know we can kind of select those keywords and make sure our ads appear. And in fact, when someone does type in something like that, so here we've got something like public speaking skills. When someone types in public speaking skills, guess what? Andy's video appears at the top of the search results. So that's kind of at the top of the search results, that's what it looks like for our client, Andy Harrington here. So we know he just consistently appears at the top of the search results. Now, it doesn't just have to appear there, because you're probably familiar with another type of ad on YouTube that's like the pre-roll ad. Now, I'll talk about that in just a second, but the way you might want to target people with pre-roll ads is actually, like, well, let me just show you what a pre-roll ad is. So this is what the pre-roll ad is. You're probably familiar with this type of pre-roll ad. This is where a video appears before the video you're about to watch. Okay, so you're about to watch a video on YouTube. Some people consider this the worst 5 seconds on the internet, but basically these ads can appear as soon as someone is watching a video, and you can choose your ad to show in front of it. Okay, and people have the option of pressing the skip ad button on the right hand side, or clicking back to your website. Now, here's the interesting thing about these ads, is that with these types of ads, you don't pay anything unless someone watches more than 30 seconds of your video. So if someone watches like 29 seconds of your ad and then decides to skip that ad, you won't pay a penny, not 1 cent. It doesn't cost you anything. But if they do decide to click back to your website, I mean, you can get that click back to your website for free if you wish to, by using what's called an external annotation. I don't want to get into that now, but you can get that click back to your website for free. But also, they just kind of like click the button that you suggest as well there. That click back to your website will be very, very cheap indeed. We're talking about 2-3 cents maximum sometimes in this sort of niche. So very, very cheap traffic and very high quality traffic, because they're about to watch a video about public speaking or how to communicate effectively in this case. Okay, so you can see here that it says underneath that video, communication skills, the 6 keys of powerful communication. And Andy Harrington's video pops up as a pre-roll ad in front of it. Okay, now we only pay when someone watches past 30 seconds. So this can be a very, very effective and cheap way of advertising to get a lot of traffic back to your website. But the way we target these and where we want to show up is that inside of AdWords again, you might type in something like how to give a presentation, and then it's going to suggest you all the different videos that are related to that content. And you're basically saying, yes, those videos there that are really relevant to what my audience is looking for, I can make sure my pre-roll ad shows in front of that video there. You can literally select your competitor videos and saying, I want to get in front of my competitors based on the videos they're watching. So if someone was about to watch one of your competitor videos, your video turns up instead. Now, I'd always say be authentic, create a video that's kind of like you being yourself. Don't go and try and think you have to create some sort of TV ad type video. All we're doing is we're creating a simple video, and I'll talk about the video creation in a minute. But the great thing is you can get your video ad in front of these other videos. And if you get that traffic back to your website before 30 seconds is up, it can be free for you as well. So this is a really, really, really effective way of advertising, and it's what we use in the business. It's like our stage one, the first thing we do with our agency clients. And it's something that's not too difficult for you to get your head around. And you can just say, right, I just want to select all the videos that are relevant to what I do, and I want to show my ad in front of it. Okay, so you can really zero in on your audience and really zero in on what your audience is looking for. So your videos will start appearing in front of other videos like this. And as I say, if you get that click back to your website, it can be free for you. Now, that's YouTube. Okay, so that's kind of like gives you an idea about how YouTube works. And YouTube is that like platform where people are searching for information. Now on Facebook, it's slightly different. On Facebook, there are more than 1 billion active users. So I think that's enough potential customers for the time being. And Also, those users visit Facebook over 7 times per day. Now, I know I visit Facebook many more times than that because I've got it on my mobile, my tablet, my computer, my laptop, everywhere. And whenever I'm bored or whenever I just have a lapse of concentration, I go in straight away to Facebook. It's just a habit that I do. And so without realizing it, I'm getting bombarded by ads every single day and getting lots and lots of people coming to Facebook. Well, when I go to my Facebook, I see lots of different ads, and you'll also be bombarded with ads all the time. Now, let me just talk about how you target and zero in on your audience, because this is beautiful. Because when Anthony came down, I think I really shocked him on how amazing Facebook can be for you. And bear in mind, Anthony here is selling kites. Okay, that's what he does. He sells kites online, and make sure that people who want to potentially, or who are interested in a kite, would go and buy one if they saw his ad. Now, when we were in the studio, I literally showed Anthony exactly how to identify his perfect audience. Okay. Now, Anthony said to me, I want to target dads in the UK and US between the ages of 30 and 60 that are interested in canoeing and mountain biking. Quite a specific audience, I think you'll agree. Okay. I want to target dads in the UK and the US between the ages of 30 and 60 that are interested in canoeing and mountain biking. Because, hey, look, if they're between 30 and 60, their dads, they're kind of like probably going to have kids. I mean, we worked out they had kids between the ages of 8 and 18, but they're interested in canoeing and mountain biking. They've got kind of those interests, and so they're likely to be interested in the kite market as well. But that was kind of like, he knew that that was his target audience. That's who he knows really buys from him. Okay, so keep that in mind for a second. Now, when it comes to Facebook, you can do the same thing. You can really zero in on your audience again. So you can see here the locations. We chose United Kingdom and United States. Then when we chose our age, we went between the ages of 30 and 60. When we chose the gender, we went for men. Okay, so we're getting close to that audience. Okay, we're starting to narrow in, zero in on that type of audience. We've now chosen men between the ages of 30 and 60 who are in the US and UK. Okay, some of the boxes are ticked there. But then look what happens. First of all, you can start to choose people based on additional interests. Okay, now here's actually just like some additional interests that I've got for me, and this is something that I would typically look at. But you can see here that you just got loads of different additional interests. Like for me, it'd be like Andy Jenkins, who's a video guy, digital marketer, etc. But you can select people based on like canoeing and mountain biking. Those could easily be your interests. Okay, and then you can go a stage further and say, and they need to have this, and they need to be a business owner. Now, for Anthony, what we did is we said, right, for those people who are, and you can go by demographics, you can say, right, those people who are fathers, okay, who have the kids between the ages of 8 and 18. You can go as zeroed in as that. And you can really select your audience. In fact, I might have to go and do this live in just a second, Christian, just to really explain how this works. But this can work incredibly effectively. In fact, at the end, Christian, remind me to go and log into one of my Facebook accounts, and I'll just show you exactly how to target this audience and what's available to people. Because here, for me, I target people that are interested in digital marketing, for example, because that's where I presented in San Diego. And then I also want to target business owners. But for Anthony, he targeted those fathers who had the kids between the ages of 8 and 18, and because he knew that the dads would buy the kites for their kids, and they were interested in mountain biking and canoeing. And as a result, his audience was still massive, but he could target those people. No, there's a really, really effective market to target. And also, just as a kicker as well, we said, well, let's look at their financial data as well, because we didn't want to target people that didn't have any money. We wanted to target people that had a lot more money. So we said, right, okay, people that were £35,000 and above in the UK, because we know that those people can afford a kite, right? If it's less than that, they might be umming and ahhing a little bit. But because we knew the audience was so big, we said, right, well, let's go for people that have got a bit of cash behind them. So buying a kite is an easy decision for them to make. And really, they're buying memories. They're buying kites that will kind of give them memories with their kids. So that tends to work very, very effectively. And we can target our audience based on a few things, but including the fact that they've got the money to spend in the first place. And then what happens is your ads will start to appear on Facebook. Once you've selected that audience and you're targeting that audience, you can see here that on the desktop, that's one of my videos and how it appears in the news feed. Okay, so you want to have a bit of text above your video. But I know that I'm getting in front of my audience who are business owners and also are interested in something like digital marketer and based in the US and UK. Okay, Anthony was targeting his audience based on the fact that they're in the US and the UK between the ages of 30 and 60 and were fathers with kids between the ages of 8 and 18 and were also interested in canoeing and mountain biking. And his audience was well over 1 million people still, I believe. So huge audiences, and I get huge audiences as well. And this just drives such high quality traffic because I know that I'm targeting exactly the right people. So that's what my ad might look like on someone's desktop. And then likewise the same thing if it was on a mobile, the same thing happens here. You see the video here of me talking, and you can see that my video would appear on a mobile just as effectively as if it was on a desktop. So people can see exactly what happens. Now, the perfect recipe as such is getting in front of the right person with the right message at the right time. And that's kind of exactly what we can do here. We can now say, right, I want to get that right person and zero in on them. And in a second, I'm going to show you exactly how to create the right message as well. And that's what leads us into secret number 2. You do need the right equipment. Okay. Now, you might be thinking, okay, well, video is difficult to do. It sounds so complicated, and I don't have the ability to buy a big studio and set it all up at home, or I don't know if I can go down to the studio and spend thousands in the studio to get a really high quality video done. Listen in right now. You've already got the equipment. You've already got it. Okay. Now in the raft, you would need basically oars and a bit of safety stuff as well. But you've already got exactly what you need to start creating videos that work incredibly effectively. You know why? I'll tell you why in just a second. But here's why you should use video. Okay, and here's a quick, actually a quick questionnaire that I want to share with you. So if you're listening in right now, what I want you to do is I want you to actually just close your eyes. I know it sounds like a really odd thing to do, and you're thinking, okay, yeah, well, everyone else can close their eyes, but I'm not going to close my eyes because I'm at home right now. Now, if you're like that, you're like me, but honestly, just close your eyes for now. This is a one-time thing, and if you don't close your eyes, it's going to ruin the kind of experiment, basically. And I want you to get this. I want you to understand why video is just so powerful. So close your eyes for a second. Cool, I'm trusting you. And keep them closed as I ask you to remember something. Okay. Now, the first thing I want you to remember is the first line of the song, Hey Jude. Okay. Keep your eyes closed. And the second thing I want you to remember is your childhood home. Okay. And the third thing I want you to remember is the Mona Lisa. Okay. Now, the fourth thing I want you to remember, keeping your eyes closed, remember, I want you to remember the definition of truth. And finally, I want you to remember the taste of a watermelon. Okay. Now, you can open your eyes now. Now, as I went through that, when I said remember the line of Hey Jude, you probably heard Paul McCartney's voice singing the song and maybe played that song through in your own mind. And you're probably nodding your head right now, like, yeah, I love that song, it's so good. By the way, if you don't know what Hey Jude is, stop watching this webinar and just go and buy a Beatles album. You'll be so much happier. The second thing was your childhood home, right? So when I asked you to think of that, you probably didn't just think of like what it looks like. You probably remember where your parents sat, where your bedroom was, what the whole layout of the house, probably many other thought processes sparked off as well. When it comes to the Mona Lisa, a similar thing. You would have seen it. You may have seen, if you've seen it in person, then you may have kind of like experienced that whole experience again. Or maybe the definition of truth, that one probably was a lot more difficult to remember because trying to remember a definition is difficult. It probably jarred your mindset a little bit, and you probably had to make up some ideas of like the word truth. Maybe you saw it in a dictionary or something, and just like saw the words there or the word there. And finally, with the taste of the watermelon, you probably thought to yourself, right, well, I wouldn't taste it first. I'd probably see the green rind and then the kind of red flesh of the fruit, and then maybe you would have felt the texture of it in your mouth, and then maybe the taste of it came. But all of these memories aren't in isolation. It's not like it's a filing cabinet of like, right, here's a file, I've brought out the file of the filing cabinet. That's not how our minds work. Our minds work in such a way where it's interconnected. Everything is interconnected. Now, video, it's just like Velcro. That's how your mind works, and video is like Velcro. Let me explain why. Because when I ask you to think of like this, something like Hey Jude, for example, you heard Paul McCartney's voice, you probably made some images of the Beatles, etc. Maybe you kind of started thinking of John Lennon, etc. All those sort of things happened, and what's going on really is you're starting to tap into one memory that taps into many other hooks and loops in your head, because a memory isn't in isolation, it's remembered by many different things. So when you see a video, because there's so much more information, there's like the way you look, the way you sound, the visuals, everything coming across, and like if a picture can paint 1,000 words and a video can paint 1,000,000 apparently, or whatever that might be, I don't really mind too much. But what I'm saying is that as soon as someone watches a video of you or sees a video of you with your logo, even if it's animated, then people are so much more engaged, and they start in their brains start hooking all these hooks and these loops. So you really, really connect with someone. It's almost like your message, your video is like the Velcro, and their brain is the other side of that Velcro, and you're starting to stick to their brain because you're starting to create many memories, and many loops and many hooks are getting tied up here. And so you are not leaving their mind. Once you've shown them a video, it's very difficult for them to leave all of a sudden, because they keep on remembering you. It's not like a text ad or an image ad where that disappears in kind of a couple of seconds. This is where your impact of a video can be really, really effective. Okay, and that's why video is just like Velcro. It's like connecting with someone's mindset. But let's make this easy. Okay, let's make this really, really easy for you, because one of the things that I come from a very psychological background, and when I was studying at university, I studied psychology. I've always been interested in that information, and then I did my master's in psychology as well, learned all about many different things, including advertising, and this guy, David Ogilvy. Now, Ogilvy is kind of the godfather, really, of advertising. He's obviously no longer with us, but he ran an agency called Ogilvy and Mather in New York, and a very, very wildly successful advertising agency. And he used to create articles like this. Now you can see here it says how to create advertising that sells. And Ogilvy used to write these articles, and if you can't read it, it actually says Ogilvy and Mather has created over $1.48 billion worth of advertising and spent $4.9 million tracking the results. Here, with all the dogmatism of brevity, and here are 38 of the things we have learned. And what he did is actually put 38 tips together in one long article. Now, when you put 38 things together, it's like little tips. What's happening is it's really easy to digest that information, but you can just read one little tip and think, oh, that's cool, that's really good. And it builds in credibility, it builds in that kind of know-how, and makes people feel like, wow, this is actually really, really good content. And they keep on reading more and more tips and getting more and more convinced that Ogilvy knows exactly what he's talking about. And I took this information and thought about, how do I use this to create a video? And so, knowing I could target my audience exactly how I wish to, we realized that these types of ads would be called education. It's a term that we use in the agency, and really it means, without trying to teach you how to suck eggs, it's basically an amalgamation of education in the ads you're using. It's not just like telling people how great you are, you're educating your audience and they're realizing how great you are. Okay? So one of the best videos that I've got out there right now is actually a 13-second video. Okay, this is running on Facebook as I speak. It's a 13-second video, and hopefully you can see it. Basically, it's a silent video, and I say, did you know? And it's just the slides here, nothing too fancy. It says, lighter color backgrounds increase conversions. White converts around 8% more than black. And then it's my logo at the end, and that is it. It's 13 seconds, and if someone clicks it, they go back to my website, where they can sign up for a presentation that I delivered in London last year to 600 people. Okay, now that ad again is animated. It's just a very simple ad. It says, did you know, question mark, and then just gives a little tip. Okay, and it's all but, it's no audio to it. That works incredibly successfully for me. Okay, and you can do exactly the same thing. You could quite easily create an animated video here, but I would actually recommend you be in the video itself. But this is one of the first ones I created, and it still works, one of the most effective videos that I've got out there. I keep on promoting it, it keeps on working for me. And so I want you to realize that video is actually really, really easy. And just to reiterate this, when it came to Anthony doing his video, he just took a mate, I think it was a couple of mates actually in the end, went down and created his video, but he could have easily done it with an iPhone video out and downs. And basically what he's doing is just talking about the kite, talking about some of the features and some of the benefits. It's a video that's 2 minutes in length, and he's got it on YouTube here and also uses it on Facebook. But it's really simple, nothing over the top. And all you're doing is just being authentic, creating that video. Don't have to be the best presenter in the world. People don't want that. People don't want TV ad style videos anymore. People want authenticity, want to see you speaking, giving advice, giving tips, giving information about products, so that people just get it and understand, like, okay, cool, I see how this kite works. And so Anthony basically just undid that kite and then started flying the kite and just videoed it and just talked about some of the features of that kite. Nice and simple video, not over the top, not over complicating things, and he had his video ready to go for both Facebook and also YouTube. Really, really simple, nothing over complicated, and your iPhone or any smartphone that does video, they're all amazing these days, and you could easily use your phone to run your video ads. You don't need to invest in really high-end studios or anything like that. In fact, I would actually recommend that you don't, because people want to see a behind-the-scenes type video. They want to get to know someone. Even if it's a big brand, you feel like so much more well connected with the owner of that company if they're just creating a quick iPhone video. It feels like you're there with them, and that's what people are craving these days. They're craving that creative, that connectivity with people. So create videos like that. Now you can see that you can target your audience really, really effectively in Secret 1. In Secret 2, you can see how video can be used really, really effectively, and it's just so powerful. And here's secret number 3. You need to have the right attitude, as you're going to get wet. When you're in this raft, you're running your agent, you're running your business. Guess what? You have to kind of man up a little bit sometimes. You have to know you're going to be spending a little bit of money, and you're going to be getting in the trenches. You're going to be that practitioner who gets their hands dirty. You're going to be that person that kind of like knows that you're in it for the kind of like the long run. And there's going to be some certain challenges and obstacles, but you're going to work through it because you've got to. It's your business at the end of the day, and you need to learn how to generate customers. So you need to have the right attitude, and it's not going to be easy. There's not going to be like a push-button solution. I'm kind of like not advocating that like this is going to be easy for you. What I'm saying is like there's going to be. I've made it a lot simpler for you, hopefully, and I've gone through this process myself so many times. I've jumped in so many people's rafts and helped them out to generate those leads and those sales and those customers that they need. But this is the thing, look at it with an attitude of like, this is actually really good fun. When you learn exactly how to start driving customers automatically, reliably, you know, you can open up your laptop in the morning and see the leads and see the customers coming in, and you know you're driving profit every single day, life gets really exciting, okay? And I know that you're on this webinar, you're an entrepreneur, you're looking to start your own business, and you can see those rapids ahead of you, and you need that guidance, you need that kind of like navigation, you need to have the right team with you, but you do need to make sure you adopt that right attitude. You know you're going to get stuck in, you know you're going to get wet, the water's going to get you wet, and there is some hard work, but it's hard work that's going to really pay off. So yes, it's not a push button solution by any stretch of the imagination. It's definitely not push button. I'm not going to like selling some sort of software here that's going to do it all for you by any stretch of the imagination. What I taught you already, you'll be able to start implementing and getting to work for you, but I do want you to not give up on the first moment where you might have not got the perfect result and you spent $5 and you think, no, I don't want to do this any longer. If that's you, then this is not, advertising is not really for you, okay? If you're the sort of person that knows you're in it for the long run, you want to learn this and craft your skill and know what you're doing so you can be in control of the lead and the customers that you generate, you're learning that skill to do it, this is going to be such an enjoyable ride. But there is some work to do, okay? Not crazy amounts of work, but there's some work to do. And let me just tell you like how much work there is, because I know that Anthony and I, when we worked on this and worked on this in the studio together, I want to show you how he got on. Because what happened in day one, he filmed his video. He took about, must have been about 3 hours out because he just wanted to get it right. Went onto the Downs in Epsom, actually where it was in the UK, and just filmed the kite, just make sure he got the right takes, and felt comfortable with the video he created. Nothing over the top special or anything like that, just a simple video, and created that video and put it together. I had no input on that video at all, apart from a little bit of the scripting, basically, to say here's roughly what to say on that video, okay? Now the second day, it was actually a few days later, but on day 2 of this of the program that he was running here, we went down and did the YouTube workshop. That was a day in the studio, and of course we took the whole day to do this in the studio because we wanted to film it and make sure it was right, so that we had it on camera, so to speak. But Anthony was there and he did everything, and he set everything up right from scratch, like right from setting up a YouTube account all the way to running the ads on AdWords, everything linked up properly, everything ready to go, all the conversion tracking in place, everything you need. We did it all in less than a day, okay? And so in day 2, we're up and running live on YouTube. Then we spent one more day in the studio, about 2 weeks later I think it was, and that time we did Facebook. We got together and we started running the Facebook ads. We were, again, starting from scratch. He had the video already because we created that on day 1, but then we set up the Facebook account, the page, everything like that, and got up and running with the ads. I showed him exactly how to target his audiences, and we just really went through it step by step and showed him exactly what to do, and put it all together. And so by the end of the day, the ads were running. Now, here's what he got out of this 3 days of work. First of all, he got everything set up properly. Okay, that was one of the things he wanted to do. Second of all, it was up and running very quickly indeed. And third, he had the know-how and the confidence to actually do it himself. And that's what I hope to give you as well from this webinar. I hope to make sure that you've got this information so you can go and implement and execute and get it done. So this is stuff that to implement it, because knowing you have that confidence to make sure it actually works for your business is something else as well. And in less than 1 month, he's now spent $1, okay, and this is equivalent, and every dollar he spends, he gets $6 return. Okay, and that's just from Facebook. He hasn't really mastered YouTube just yet. He hasn't kind of got going with that. He had to pause some of it because he wanted to get it connected up and correctly. So just from Facebook itself, for every $1 he spends, he gets $6 back. And that is every single day. So obviously he's spending many more than $1 now to get that $6 back. And it keeps on getting that return for him. And he's only just begun. Okay, he's only just begun doing this. Now, I haven't touched anything in his account. It's not like I've been in the agency doing this for him. He's done it. He just walked through and learned from me when we're in the studio together. And unfortunately, with GoToWebinar and running webinars like this, when you're running live like this, videos never play very well, and you can never really hear it properly. But to the office actually, and just created a video testimonial for us just to explain the results he's getting. And I sort of thought this is a good screenshot of one of his testimonial. Yeah, he's doing ridiculously well from Facebook. He's selling loads and loads of kites, knowing he's making a huge return. And now he can just see the excitement of what it's like to run ads on Facebook. Once you create that video and kept it simple and you target your audience correctly, you can drive some incredible profits. And it's just the right time for Facebook right now. It's the right time for YouTube too, and that's what he's focusing on this month. But it's just crazy how amazing these platforms are. And if you have the right team and you have the right tools and you have the right attitude, you can get this to work for you as well. So the question might be, you might be thinking right now, well, what would it, like, would you want me to jump in your raft right now and help you down that river too? Kind of work out exactly how to have that adventure together and get you building this process so that you too can be running video ads incredibly successfully. Because let me just kind of ask you, what would it be like to take the 3-day journey with me? If you did exactly the same as Anthony did there, create that video, then get everything set up on YouTube or Facebook, and then do another day to get everything set up on YouTube or Facebook, whichever way you want to do it. You get it all set up, going and running for you really effectively. That 3-day journey, what would it do for you if you've got the same results? Or even better results maybe, or maybe not quite as good, but you're still generating a really good profit. If you're in that situation, just imagine what it would be like right now to have that business and to kind of be able to kind of like, what would you do with your life? Maybe kind of get more freedom, go on different holidays, take the family with you, whatever it is you started up your agency for, your company for, your business for, your thing, whatever it is you're doing there, that first real reason you did it, you can imagine exactly now it coming to fruition. And that's what I want to empower you to do, to have the knowledge and have the ability to have that situation where you're driving your own customers and have that kind of like that system working incredibly successfully for you. Now, that was just a 3-day journey for Anthony, and it can be a 3-day journey for you as well. Now, just so we're completely on the same page here, you don't need to choose me to be in your raft with you. And if you don't want to choose me, that is super cool. Hopefully the stuff I'm sharing with you is useful and you're starting to see how you can apply it and you can target your audience and create ads that work. But if you don't want to choose me, that is cool. The only advice I'll give you is please find a great team for your raft. You might already have your ability or know what you're doing. And I'd say knuckle down and know exactly what you're going to do to create those customers. If you haven't got a system, an automatic, reliable system that just works for you, that drives you leads and customers, if you haven't yet got that, sort that out. Get that going, because that's the day and age we live in. You need to make sure you know how to drive leads and customers to your business cost effectively, and also so it drives you a profit, obviously, but do it so it doesn't require your time. Okay, bit of work up front, sure, but you need to be able to leverage it so that you have that reliable and automatic lead generation and customer acquisition going for your business. Now, of course, I can't be everyone's raft. I can't be in everyone's raft guiding them, unfortunately, but here's what I can do for you. Here's what I am able to do for you. If you want to get your hands on the YouTube Ads Online Workshop, this is where it's all filmed with Anthony from start to finish. I'll go through the complete setup process with you, show you how to create your video ads, find your customers, and run the best 2 campaigns that I would run on on YouTube, and also how to optimize your campaigns and how to scale your campaigns. That is going to be a product that I have available to you. I also have the Facebook Ads Online Workshop as well. So if you have your audience who automatically go to YouTube, great, you can get in touch with them and get in front of them. And likewise, if it's Facebook, if you want to master Facebook as well, or instead, again, we'll go through the complete setup process, so it's really crystal clear and very, very simple to go through. How to create your video and image ads as well, if you want to create those as well. How to find your customers, how to run the best 2 campaigns that I would recommend as well, how to optimize those campaigns, and also how to scale those campaigns so you really can start driving the traffic like Anthony does and like many of my other clients do as well. And also, because I know that this is one of the first times I've ever done this webinar, and it's completely new to me, and I don't do that many presentations like this, so you've got, if you've enjoyed this webinar, then Christian has kind of like done a good job, and I know that I want to kind of deliver for Christian as well, but I'm putting together 2 very special limited time bonuses as well. These won't be available forever. I'm not sure when I'll be taking these down, but just for now, we're going to add them in for now, just so I know you can get this. I'm also adding in a video conversion mastery course as well, which is basically inside my membership area. I've got a whole course on exactly how to create your video. And we've got lots of different types of videos from clients, myself, and so breaking it down, and so you know exactly how to create your videos, what to say in the videos, how to do it, all that sort of good stuff. And then I'm also going to add another product in, which is the video editing made super easy product I've got. And basically it's like loads of different graphics that you can use and download to add to your videos, so that when you create your videos, it's just really simple to just add these on top. So if you wanted to have a download button or a book now button or a register button or anything like that, you just literally just download this and add it to your video, and it makes your videos look really, really cool and very professional indeed. And we've just got loads and loads of different of these endings for your videos. So that's like all the call to actions just done. You can download them. You'll have access to all of them with unlimited use of them as well. So you can just like use as many of them as you want, and you can choose which one looks right for you. So we're putting together these 4 courses that are available to you. Now, obviously, if you had access to all of that, just think about like how useful that would be, and how really, like, I know how much I spend on advertising every single day and how long it's taken me to learn what works and what doesn't work, and to make things easy. And these courses are easily worth over $1,000. When I actually created them in the first place, I thought, well, each of these courses would be worth $1,000. The YouTube Ads Online Workshop and the Facebook Ads Online Workshop. The Video Conversion Mastery would be slightly less than that, probably around about the $200, $300 mark. And the video editing made super easy, again, around about the $100 mark. And I didn't know what to price point it at. And what I realized is that I want you to just get involved and get going with this, because when you master this and you start getting to that point where you're spending thousands of dollars every single day because you know you can make more money from it and you're making a big profit, then that's where I think it'll be really interesting, and that's why I want to jump in the raft with you properly at that point. So based on that, I'm offering this, and this again, I'm not sure how long I'm going to open this up for, but it's going to be a one-time investment of only just $97, okay? And I know that's I mean, for me, that's a crazy price point, because I've spent so many thousands of dollars learning this stuff, and I've spent like on training courses, but also just doing this for clients and running this every single day in the agency. I know it's worth so much more than that, but what I want to do is get you down that kind of river, going on that raft and getting it working for your business, because when it is working and you're the sort of person that implements this stuff and you get really, really good results, we're going to do so much more business together. It's going to be so much more enjoyable working at a level when you're getting really, really big profit margins. And then when you want to spend a lot more money with me, you can do. But let's get that first wave done, get you running these ads and getting you very, very profitable and making a lot of money from your videos. And then I'll start charging a lot more money after that. But I'm going to be offering, as always, the full 30-day money-back guarantee as well as standard. So if you want to go in there, get it all, watch it all through, and then say, no, it's not good, Tom, and ask for your money back, that's cool. I will trust in the fact that you're going to go through it, love it, and just kind of adopt a whole new way of doing business as a result of the training you're getting here. But if you want to go in there, test it all out, and then if it's not right for you for any reason, just let me know and we'll kind of refund you straight away. $97 is not a huge investment. It's more a case of like, I want to get the right people in. I'm not looking for lots and lots of sales necessarily. If I do, that's great, all that sort of good stuff. But I'm looking to get the right people to actually really master this and get it going for their businesses, because there's nothing better than when you're making a lot of money and we can do a lot of work together in the future. So the 4 courses, if you want to invest, if you want to go and kind of get these courses under your belt straight away, you can get access to it straight away. I just want to let you know it'll be tomorrow when we release the video editing made super simple, because that's just being uploaded as I speak, but the other 3 are available for you right now. There's a link if you want to go make your purchase and join us on the inside. It's going to be so much fun. You can take exactly the same journey as Anthony took to get him to a position where he invests $1 in his advertising, gets 6 back, and can spend as many of those dollars as he wants. And just an incredibly kind of discounted price for the time being. I want you to get your hands on this, get you going with it, and I'm making a lot of money from this as well. So hopefully you've got a lot from this webinar. Even if you don't want me to be in your raft and be in your team, that's cool. Just go and get someone to show you how to do this, because you can't master it all yourself. And I'm here to take any questions over the next, well, however long, Christian, we have. But yeah, hopefully this has been well received. Hopefully you've got lots of questions, lots of comments, and you've enjoyed it. If you haven't left comments yet, go and do that now. Just let me know that you're kind of like what you've enjoyed most out of this webinar, if you've liked any of it. And I really hope that I've delivered something that's really useful for you. And yeah, let me know. And if you want to go invest, I really will look forward to having you inside the course to really help you master video advertising to make a lot of money for your business. So yeah, so Christian, I'm not sure if you're still there, but I can't see any questions from my side, so I think you have to be the compere there.
Thank you, Tom. That's absolutely brilliant.
Good, glad to hear it. Then,
yeah, sorry, just checking you could hear me okay.
Say that again.
I was just checking you could hear me okay, but that was fantastic. And I know when I asked you the other day, I said, you know, what are you going to, you know, price that at? Because I was in the studio for the Facebook video course, and that was a full day's recording, and it's high quality video course. And when you told me, I was like, get out. That is ridiculous. That, you know, it's the quality, it's such high quality, and I've followed it to a T to set up some adverts to promote this webinar, as you mentioned. And it was the first time I'd done it, and it was very simple, and it's worked a treat, and I'm hooked, and I can't wait to start using it even more now.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? I mean, like, my mindset here is very much like to get people on board with the training, knowing they can get really good results if they just go and implement it. It's not hard to do, but if you implement it and you start kind of like learning what to do, it's exactly that. You get the bug. You're like, wow, I've just spent $1 and got many more dollars back. And then you realize you can spend as many dollars as you want every single day. That's where it gets really, really exciting. And as soon as people are at that stage where they're spending thousands every single day, and it won't be long before that happens if people implement this properly, knowing they can get that instant return and make a lot of money from it, that's what I'm looking to cultivate, that community there at that level, because that's where it really is so exciting. And just spending time with people that are absolutely killing it online and making such big fortunes. I don't want to say that it's easy or anything like that. I want to say that it's kind of like, got to get your work done, But as you quite rightly said, Christian, you kind of like you're driving traffic now. You're getting the conversions. You're getting people signed up for webinars, etc., and it's all coming to fruition for you. So it's exactly that. It's about getting this going, getting it started. And yeah, a lot of people said you're crazy putting it at that price point. But you know what? The way I look at it is it's like building this community of people that are like-minded, get it from a standpoint of just like understand like, this is like a business opportunity, or this is like almost like an obligation for your business if you're really interested in learning how to drive leads and traffic. Because I'm not one of those people that talks a good game. I very rarely actually talk anything about video ads. I'm in the agency working with my staff, and even my staff are thinking we're crazy offering this at this price point, and maybe I am, but the idea here is to build this community, and I don't want the price to be a barrier. I want people to get in there, and later on we can do a lot more business together where the fees can be a lot higher. But it's all about that return on investment, and I want to make that first step easy for everybody.
Well, I can only thank you, Tom, because that, you know, it's a staggering offer. That I've actually got Laura next to me, and Laura was in the studio when you did the first course, the YouTube's course, and again, she's like, her jaw has just hit the floor pretty much. So,
I didn't know you were listening in, Laura. Good to connect again.
Yes, brilliant, Tom. Loved it.
Yeah, it's excellent stuff, and there's a couple of questions, Tom, if we've got time, because I know we've gone over the hour, and I saw the clock ticking down. I thought it might just cut us off on the 60 minutes, but we're all good. So so we can, as long as you've got a little bit of time, just to answer a couple of questions that have come through.
For sure, yeah, far away. I'm more than happy to take any questions you got.
Okay, cool. So so a question from just whilst you were presenting from Ole, who was asking, how can you use adverts for, you know, Facebook if you're a property guy and you're looking for tenants, or you're trying to find motivated sellers? Can you set adverts up that can work effectively in that field?
Yeah, so there's going to be a lot of interests based on people's so what people are interested in. So if you look at some of the bigger names, like bigger name companies in the property world, I presume it's like real estate investing and
Sure.
and property investing and things. Something like I think Progressive Property. If you've heard of those guys before,
Yep.
they are actually an interest on Facebook now. So you can target their audience and say, right, those people that are interested in Progressive Property, I want to advertise to those people as well. So that's one thing. I'm not sure what the ruling is in the UK versus the US, and I know it's being rolled out at the moment. But in the US, people identify themselves as part of their job. So you'll get an opportunity to advertise to people based on their employment and what they categorize their own kind of job as. And a lot of people put down as realtor or real estate. Or kind of estate agency and that sort of good stuff as well. So, and then have the same thing in the UK as well with landlords, and people kind of like will put their names down as like who they are, and of course that should be the sort of audience that could be really right for you. So yeah, I would say that what you're best off doing is getting into Facebook, having a look at the interests, having a look at the I think it's demographics, where they choose what jobs they are and what titles they give themselves, and just have a look around, and you'll normally find some really really good niches that are kind of like really connected, that will be like just exactly who your audience are based on either interest or demographics, like job titles and things, and like I talked about it earlier, like talking about business owners and things. Business owners, and then people that are also interested in Ryan Dice or digital marketing, for me is like the perfect audience. They're people that who are in advertising already. It's much the same thing with the property market as well. And if it's just the UK, you'll be using those interests and looking at some like the demographics as well. But in the US, you're going to have like a massive audience that all will refer to themselves as realtors or lettings agencies and all that sort of good stuff. So a lot of people that you can get in front of there.
Yeah. So the answer is absolutely yes to that one. Yeah, it's crazy just the amount of, you know, people who like certain pages or groups and live in certain areas. You can just go so deep, can't you, with your targeting, and that's obviously fully explained in the videos. So that's great. Thank you, Tom, for that one. So Mariana's asking as well, what are the best converting call to actions on the videos?
Okay, good question. So we will actually, with call to action, try and be as specific as possible. So if it's a webinar, for example, you might say something like, okay, so we've got the webinar, all you need to do is click this link and register your details and you'll have access straight away to the webinar. Okay, so that might be how you would phrase the call to action. Webinars are really good to promote. PDFs can be really good if it's like a cheat sheet, for example, or something along those lines. We do really well from selling books. A lot of people want to invest in their education and get books. So there's a lot of things like that that work very well. In the call to action, if you want to make a video that works on both YouTube and also Facebook, the call to action should be something along the lines of, so click the link in the post or click the button on the video and you'll be taken back to the website where you can register your details instantly. So it's your book. What you're saying to people is click the link in the post or click the button on the video. Sorry, I've got something in my throat. Hang on a second. So yeah, it's telling people to click the link in the post or click the button on the video. Those two things will tell people exactly what to do to get the call to action. That's on Facebook and obviously on YouTube as well. You'll have the link there as well. People can click. So yeah, those call to actions tend to work best. But in terms of what you're offering, webinars, PDFs, videos, anything you've got that's going to be of value to the viewer will always be a good call to action.
Awesome, brilliant. Loads of really lovely comments coming in. Just saying, awesome, Tom, awesome webinar, great content, great offering, excellent, great insight. Coral, Tom, you make it sound like a breeze. So really lots of content. I'm really glad, everybody, that you've enjoyed it. I just knew that Tom was a guy who really over-delivers in all senses with content, and yeah, I've learned even more tonight, a few little bits there that I didn't pick up the first time when you were recording the original course. So a question for Michael here. Hi Tom, do you have any best practice in health coaching space? And do you cover copy tips in the course? So health coaching, can this work there?
Yeah, of course, yeah. So if you can quickly ask, just in a text back, just ask exactly what type of thing he helps with, because it'll give me more give me more context. Yeah, we work a lot of with people in the health and fitness space. Lots of people educating people on what to eat, how to diet, how to look good, how to get strong, how to exercise, all that sort of stuff. We work with a lot of clients like that because Facebook has thousands of people who are interested in all the different pages that are associated to that, and there's such a huge audience there. But if it's something specific, then yeah, it's just exactly the same thing again. It's the targeting of those people a little bit more specific. So if it was like chiropractic, or if it was kind of like maybe something that people feel passionate about in the kind of like the health space, there's so much opportunity there to look at what people are looking for. So yeah, if they do reply with any context there, that'll be useful for me, so I can probably give a bit more specific advice. Yeah,
no, Michael's actually come back saying one-to-one and group coaching.
In the health, what kind of like niche health-wise though, that would just be useful.
Okay.
Is it just general well-being and health, or is it mental, or is it
weight loss?
Weight loss. Oh, perfect. Okay, yeah, great. So so if there's one-to-one or group, that sounds like it's going to be a local business from the sounds of things, unless it's done by Skype potentially. Yeah, so I'd say you obviously when you're targeting, if it was like a retreat, your targeting will be slightly broader, so you could probably go to like a wider audience or a wider location. Where it's one, you have to see someone for weeks and weeks. Then in that situation, you'd want to make just a bit more focused in to like a smaller radius. But yeah, people are following loads and loads of experts out there based on their exposure. So people's interests might be other celebrity names out there that also focus on weight loss. Okay, because those weight loss gurus out there that you can target might be the sort of people that are maybe like not attainable. So they might have products and services, for example, but as a weight loss person, or if I'm looking to lose weight, I might be more interested in actually working with someone direct and seeing an ad from someone who says, hey, look, why don't we work one-to-one and I can show you the results we'll get from showing you how to lose weight. That's exactly kind of like the type of audience I'll go for. Those people that are probably more female orientated, I would have thought. Maybe actually, no, that's a generalization actually. Probably both female and male will definitely be interested. But yeah, targeting people just like the audience interests would be people that are like the celebrity names out there already associated with the weight loss industry. Just target those people to begin with, because you know that's kind of like the sort of thing that would be right for you. As soon as you've got a couple of names, celebrities or books maybe as well, maybe publications as well, like weight loss magazines, things, all those types of things will be perfect. And yeah, and target those people in particular. Just take it very slow. Don't spend more than £5 a day, and you should be able to get really, really good results from that sort of audience.
Yeah, that's brilliant. And I heard a great tip the other day. You know, you can go to Amazon as well, see which are the best-selling books in that particular subject that you're looking. So if it's in the weight loss, look at the bestsellers and then take the name of the author, go back to Facebook, see if they've got a page, and maybe they've got, you know, a huge amount of likes, and then you can run your targeting to that as well. So that's just another way.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of like we tend to go for like publications, books, authors, like big names in the industries, and then we'll go to kind of like other lengths as well. Like we'll go to like demographics, job titles, all that sort of good stuff as well. So there's loads of different targeting out there, and really when you go through the course, you'll realise it's actually quite laid out quite nicely for you in Facebook. It's like, oh great. It's just what I would say is like, getting these ideas is all good, but it's knowing how to structure the campaigns correctly. That's the thing. That's what Anthony realised, is that whilst he'd never really done that much Facebook advertising, he'd given it a go in the past, and he'd just done it all wrong. So he didn't know what he was doing, and he wasn't collecting the names in the right way. So the course is really designed just to show you exactly how to set up the campaigns correctly and get the results. Because what I'd hate for people to do is feel like they go out there now, go and advertise, they might get some good results, but that once they've spent like $500 or whatever, they realize they've about wasted like $300 of it, and just by going through the course they would have saved all that money straight away. And for $97, I think it's just going to be, if you're serious about your business and you're going to do this, and you're thinking about dabbling yourself before using the course, I'd say, look, get the course, use the guidance of that. You're just going to run so much better campaigns, it's going to work so much more effectively for you. And we're going to have so much more fun as well, as opposed to you trying to learn it yourself. You can just follow along, learn how to target your audiences, how to create the videos, how to set it all up, and know you're doing it properly from the start, and so you're not wasting money from the outset. If you do that and you get it all right, you'll do so much better. And yeah, we've also got the kind of like the Facebook group as well that we're putting together. So there'll be this like little audience, well, hopefully it'll be a big audience in due course, but it'll be a small one to begin with. We just really help each other out, and there's lots of feedback and support from the whole team there to really kind of like help everyone get the results they're looking for. So really nice, close-knit community. But I would say get the course, know exactly what to do, run it, get results, and just follow the lead, so to speak. Get me in your raft, so to speak, and follow along, learn how to do this, so you have the confidence to keep on driving leads and sales and customers to your business. And yeah, that's exactly how to have a lot of fun in business.
Yeah, well, I couldn't agree more with absolutely, Tom. Remind us how long that link is valid for, Tom.
Do you know what? I don't know. Good question. So let's leave that. I mean, it's $97, so it's not the most difficult question mark in the world. If you can afford it, get it. If you can't afford it, then don't get it. Simple as that, really. But what I'd say is, like, let's leave it open for the end of the weekend or something like that. So
okay.
End of play on Sunday or something.
Cool, that's good. Yeah, just answering the final few questions here, and just, is there any other ways to pay other than PayPal, or is that just a PayPal link on that one?
Yeah, so I think so. Yeah, it's a PayPal link. So if you click that, it'll take you to PayPal. But as you go through to that link, you'll have the option to pay by credit or debit card. If you look underneath, there should be a little link there. It says you can almost like sign in as a guest, I think it is, or so you don't need to set up a PayPal account. You can still pay by credit or debit card, I believe. So you don't have to set up a whole PayPal account. So there should be like an option there to pay by credit or debit card, as opposed to just straight through PayPal.
Yeah.
But if there's a problem for any reason, you want access and you can't make the payment for whatever reason through PayPal, then just give us an email, either to you, Christian, or email me at tom@tombreeze.com. And I'll take that and work it out with you. I'll work out a way where we can sort it out, because we can probably do it by card in a different way. So if that's the way that we want to run it, that's all cool with me. Just let us know. Just an email at tom@tombreeze.com, and I'll get back to you with the details of how to make the payment.
Amazing. Brilliant. Well, I think we've pretty much covered all the questions there that we had. So the applause is still coming in, Tom, and we'll have to cut it at some point. So I think it's time to just thank you one final time for the amazing webinar. I really enjoyed that. It seems like everybody else did as well. I know you were been a little bit poorly this week, so thank you again that you've made the time to make this happen tonight.
Oh, of course, I'm feeling pretty under the weather, but yeah, I'm gonna go and spend the rest of the night with the wife, Kirsten, and just snuggle up in front of the movie, I think, or something like that. So yeah, it should be nice. Excellent.
All right, Tom. Well, I look forward to catching up with you again, and just thank you everyone again for joining us and taking time out tonight. So hope you enjoyed it, and we'll catch you all again soon. Thank you, Tom.
Thanks so much, Christian. See you later, guys. See you in a bit.